For the armed forces of the Philippines, the year 2026 isn't just another number on a calendar. It's a breaking point. It's a moment that defense planners have been quietly anticipating for years. Marked as a decisive year under Horizon 3 of the AFP Modernization Program. Now, this phase was never about cosmetic upgrades or flashy ceremonial handovers. It was designed to do something far more serious, to create real deterrence, true strategic mobility, and a joint force capable of operating together across land, sea, air, space, and even cyberspace. For decades, the Philippines has dealt with limited funding and delayed ambitions. But now, the country is approaching a moment where years and years of planning are finally turning into operational reality. The systems that were negotiated long ago are no longer just PowerPoint slides or wish lists. They are arriving in steel, sensors, missiles, and networks. And they will directly shape how the nation defends its skies, its waters, and its people. So today, let's break down exactly what 2026 is set to deliver for the Philippines. Let's start at sea. For the Philippine Navy, 2026 marks a clear and undeniable shift. They're moving beyond simple coastal defense and toward sustained offshore operations far from their own shores. At the very heart of this change is the Offshore Patrol Vessel Program. In January 2026, the Navy is expected to receive the BRP Rajas. This will be the first of 6 modern OPVs constructed by HD Hyundai Heavy Industries in South Korea. And this ship is not just a patrol craft, it's a sovereignty enforcer. It's designed to stay at sea for longer periods, operate much farther from the coast, and assert a Filipino presence where it matters most. It's about showing the flag and making it clear that these waters are being watched. Even more visibly, 2026 is expected to see the arrival of the first of 2 new landing platform docks, or LPDs, built by PT PAL of Indonesia. Now, these vessels are far more than just amphibious ships for landing troops. They are floating logistics hubs, they are disaster response platforms, and they are joint force enablers. In a nation that is defined by its thousands of islands, its vital sea lanes, and its vulnerability to natural disasters, ships like these are absolutely essential. They can transport troops, equipment, and humanitarian aid anywhere in the archipelago, becoming a lifeline in times of crisis. Now, let's look up above the waves. The Philippine Air Force enters 2026 in the middle of its most ambitious transformation since it was founded. Deliveries of the second batch of 12 FA-50 PH Block 70 fighters are expected to begin, and this is not just about adding more numbers to the fleet. These are highly advanced jets. They bring with them advanced radar systems, expanded compatibility with a wider range of weapons, and crucial air-to-air refueling capability. Together, these upgrades dramatically extend the range, the flexibility, and the combat relevance of the Air Force. It means they can fly farther, stay in the air longer, and carry more effective munitions, giving them a real punch. But it's not just about jets. Rotary wing aviation, or helicopters, also reaches a major milestone. By 2026, the final batch of 32 additional S-70I Black Hawk helicopters from Poland is expected to be fully delivered and commissioned. This is a huge deal. It will make the Philippine Air Force one of the largest operators of the Black Hawk in all of Southeast Asia. This single acquisition transforms their ability to conduct air mobility, respond to disasters, and provide tactical lift across the entire archipelago. Think of moving troops quickly, rescuing people from flooded areas, or supplying remote outposts. The Black Hawk is the workhorse for all of it. Heavy lift capability is expanding as well. The remaining C-13 OJ-30 Super Hercules aircrafts are the world's most capable transport planes are scheduled to arrive. These planes are the backbone of strategic airlift. They can carry massive amounts of cargo, vehicles, and personnel over long distances, which is vital for both military operations and large-scale humanitarian missions. And these gains are reinforced by even more deliveries. We're talking about N212I light transports from Indonesia and additional Bell 412 combat utility helicopters. All of this strengthens troop movement, medical evacuation, and nationwide search and rescue coverage. Every new helicopter and transport plane makes the country a little smaller and easier to connect. Now, let's talk about the missile shield. A credible coastal defense. Also expected in 2026 is the delivery of the third and final battery of the BrahMos supersonic anti-ship missile system from India. Once this is fully operational, it completes the Philippines' first truly credible shore-based coastal defense force. This is a capability that fundamentally changes the math for any potential aggressor in Philippine waters. This is no longer about symbolic deterrence. This is real denial power. A BrahMos missile is incredibly fast and difficult to intercept. Having batteries of these missiles guarding your coastline means that any ship that gets too close is at extreme risk. It's a powerful message that says, think twice before entering our waters. And what about on land? The Philippine Army is also in the middle of a major shift. For a long time, its focus was on internal security. Now, it's pivoting toward external defense and what's called maneuver warfare. By 2026, the final 14 VBT-PM are Guarani 6x6 armored vehicles from Brazil's Iveco are expected to arrive, completing a 28-unit contract. These aren't just trucks. They're modern armored personnel carriers equipped with Israeli remote weapon stations. They provide protected mobility for infantry soldiers, allowing them to move across the battlefield safely. They enhance mechanized operations and, just as importantly, improve interoperability with the naval and air forces, allowing them to work together seamlessly. Yet, perhaps the most important developments happening in 2026 are the ones you can't see. We're talking about the invisible battlefield, sensors, networks, and speed. Behind the scenes, the AFP is accelerating its investments in the systems that connect everything together. The remaining units of Japan's advanced FPS-3 air defense radar systems are expected to arrive. These will vastly extend early warning coverage and improve the nation's overall airspace awareness. You can't defend against what you can't see, and these radars will give the Philippines a much clearer picture of its skies. At the same time, the expansion of what's called C4ISR is becoming a core priority. That stands for Command, Control, Communications, Computers, Intelligence, Surveillance, and Reconnaissance. It's about building secure communications, strengthening cyber defense, and fusing all the data from different sensors into one clear picture. Because modern warfare is no longer about who has the biggest ship or the fastest jet. So, what does 2026 really represent when you take it all together? It marks a clear turning point. The Philippines is moving from having capability gaps to building a layered defense. It's moving from a symbolic presence to having credible deterrence. And it's moving from having isolated, individual assets to creating an emerging joint, networked force where the sum is greater than its parts. Now, does all of this make the armed forces of the Philippines the strongest military in the region overnight? No, of course not. For the Philippines, Horizon 3 is no longer just a plan on paper. All of it arriving, deploying, and reshaping the balance of power in Southeast Asia. Thanks for watching.